Good evening and welcome to the annual awards dinner for the Partner Executive Kickoff. My name is Andy Cotgreave. It is my pleasure to be your host for the evening. Before we start, I hope you've enjoyed a day of sales messaging from 2019, the cutting edge of how to sell BI. Well, I think we can actually go further back to get the most effective sales messaging possible. I'm going to spend a few minutes telling you why. Let's start by asking, what year was this quote from? Let me read it out to you. Millions of dollars are spent annually on the collection of data in the assumption that the possession of the data itself will solve the problem at hand. Who can tell me what year that quote is from? 2010? 1950? No, go further back. That quote was from 1914. Yes, 105 years ago. It was in this book, Graphic Methods for Presenting Facts by Willard Cope Brinton. In fact, this is the first ever book on data visualization and analytics cultures. So let's see what he had to say. But before we do, let's take a step back and see what life was like in 1914. This is a photograph of the Bank of Scotland offices in London. And you can see, just like today, open plan, standing desks, strange amounts of crazy facial hair, just like a walk through any Tableau office. Also in 1914, innovation in the car industry. This is the Wolseley two-wheeled motor car. Innovative stuff, but also has parallels with 2019 because given the impending disruption to the supply lines to the UK car industry in just a few weeks, this could be the first post-Brexit UK car we build, given that there'll be no spare parts coming into the country. So 1914 was kind of like 2019. And Brinton recognised that this was an age of big data. Yes, all of us in this room kind of think we're in the age of big data, but it was beginning back in 1914. Punch cards. Looking around you this evening, I can see some of you probably were using this technology earlier. But this was what Brinton was talking about. People like you would not be selling Tableau, you'd be selling machines like this. Forget AWS, forget Snowflake, forget Azure. With the Hollerith tabulating machine, your customers could process 3,000 records per hour. Boom! Massive analytics potential. I also love the book because it has this picture in it. A gentleman operating machine. I believe this is the first known picture of a young Dan Miller in his early career. Brinton also was passionate about effective data communication, and his book contained pie charts and radar charts. Not as examples of good use, but he said banish them to the scrap heap. This is a fight we've been trying to win for 105 years. Feels like we're turning the tide. This pie chart on the left is pretty good, actually. It shows shows income distribution, how we spent money in 1914. And you can see almost 50% was spent on food. 2019, that's very different. It's gone down to just 10%. But what else did Brinton have to say? Well, in 2003, Stolte, Hanrahan and Chabot came up with this incredible product called Tableau. It allowed you to iterate and look at data in any which way. This way, that way, on top of each other, one side by side. Brilliant innovation. But Brinton had been thinking about this 105 years ago. In order to be iterative and interact with your data in 1914, an analyst would just need thousands of index cards, simples. One index card would show just a bit of data for a dimension, and then with your executives, you can pull out the information from many cards, put it this way, or that way, this way, or that way, comparing things side by side and on top of each other, just like we do with Tableau. And what Brinton knew also was how he described the character of an analyst. Analytics is work any man of even ordinary mental caliber can do. Which probably explains why I am in this career. And finally, the message I can give to you about how you can sell Tableau in the future is what Brinton asked about why we actually analyze and summarize data in the first place. So this is a picture of the head office of Tableau, or it could be an office picture from 1914. I'll leave you to decide. But Brinton asked this question, well, why do we aggregate data to summary numbers? What is the point of doing that, taking the raw data and summarising it? And he said, and what you can say to your customers, Mr. Customer, there is danger in giving too much information to executives of small brain capacity. Allow me to introduce your awards giving team for tonight. Thank you very much, and bear in mind if there are mistakes in the award ceremony in the next 25 minutes, remember this line. With that, let's get on with the awards. Thank you.